Hello and welcome everyone to Automated Realism, the KSP series focusing on real scale solar system, RP0 and kernel operating system. I am Sky and I will be your pilot for today. No, we're going to stop with that bit. Anyway, so why am I starting here and not in Kerbal Space Program? Well, as we saw last time, Aberforth doesn't have a tracking station, which is problematic because we would really like to be able to launch from there. So what I am going to do is create a new repo that is a fork of Real Solar System, and we are going to add some UK launch sites, and we're going to create a pull request so that we can actually continue on our save. So I'm thinking of adding the standard launch site, so every launch site in Real Scale Solar System has a standard tracking station. I'm going to add one of those to Aberforth, because as it turns out, one of the mods I'm using, Real History, added Aberforth, but doesn't have RSS configuration, which is why we had a launch site there, but not a tracking site. So yes, I'm thinking of also adding one of the Scotland bases that the UK Space Agency has. Here is a list over here of space facilities, and I'm considering adding the Cornwall Space Base, although I wonder if it will be slightly too close on the map screen to select. Yes, we definitely want to add some ground stations and maybe also a launch site in Scotland. So I'm going to wait for this to load, and when it does we will open it. There we go, excellent. So now I can open up a new VS Code window. Here we are, and we can open up that repo, which is in Home, GitHub. Why is there nothing there? Because I accidentally installed it in here rather than. Let's move Real Solar System to GitHub. Real Solar System. There we go. So now we should be able to open folder GitHub Real Solar System. Excellent. I do trust the authors. I am the authors. Okay, so first things first, we're going to want to git branch. Yeah, actually we'll check out, we'll create a new branch as we do so. UK sites, and we are going to want to find the launch sites config. So in this, I'm going to find FR, because as I understand, next thing is I, and G comes before I, so we're going to want site. Now, I happen to have open over here, on my other monitor, the launch site that was added by these other places. So I'm going to actually copy that from this other repo, and then we'll add some others, just because I do not want this to overwrite that which we've already got loaded in the game. So, pardon me. Bam. Aberforth. Wonderful. Also to this, I'd really like one of these Scotland sites. So, taking from this list of launch sites in Europe, you can see there is Sutherland and also Southeast. I don't know how you pronounce that. I am thinking of adding Sutherland, even though this has seen a launch. Where is this? That is 5737. That is 58.4. Where is this? Oh, it's on there. That might be fun to launch from. You know, I'm going to add southeast. East? I don't know. Someone who knows how to pronounce. Please correct me. GB South East. And I'm going to duplicate this from Wikipedia. I am showing where all of my information comes from here. Latitude. This is of southwest, east. I don't know. I'm gonna go back and forth all the time when I do this. Yes. Coordinates are 57.2667 minus 7.3167. I don't know what this real right angle is, so I'm just going to set it randomly. 90. And this seems like quite a large city radius. 1250. So I'm going to drop it down actually to 10,000. Let's go 7,500. And we want similar latitudes and longitudes as above. So bam, 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 bam. Now, do I want to attempt to add a Cornish spaceport? That would be Newquay, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to. Why not? Nope, I forgot I had copied that. Control V, GB underscore new. Okay. Incidentally, despite where I've added, none of them are in England. Well, I suppose Newquay is in England, but it's Cornwall. So Newquay, as it's spelt, although it's not Newquay, it's Newquay. And where is my UK space agency? Newquay. I don't know why I keep saying UK, that's incorrect. Right, I am going to bam. There we go. I have brought up their website here for Spaceport Newquay, and I am going to summarize that as a nice little text here. Okay, so that is a quick thing written. This is mostly for horizontal rather than vertical, so I wonder if I will be able to add it so it only has a runway. Because if I do, that would be very nice. If not, then we won't see. Spaceport Newquay, Spaceport Cornwall it's called also. So we want to find out what are the coordinates of Spaceport Cornwall. So I'm going to go to maps.google.com. Here we are. I have brought up the Newquay Spaceport. So I'm going to take this point and use it here, the latitude and longitude. it is 14.13 meters above sea level. Interesting. I'm just going to paste those there so I can do what precision are we doing? 4. Okay. Yep. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to copy those there. And there we are. We've added our launch sites. Now, that's only half the battle. Of course, we need some ground stations. So I'm going to find Kurao again. I'm going to duplicate this again. And we want to add GB Aberforth. And I'm going to place this over here. And what are the coordinates of that? Okay, so Aberforth, it is at 52. Yes, and minus that. Yes. What is the altitude at Aberforth? I do not actually know. I'm going to make a guess it's about 180 meters because I'm sure somebody can fact check me here. New key. Right, so what I'm doing at the moment is adding all of the launch site tracking stations because we don't want to be able to select a launch site as a place we launch from and then have no probe control. And this is of course more important to us because we are doing a primarily automation and probe program. Later on I might investigate having crewed missions, but I suspect those will be less important as we go forward. Kurao. Right, is there not another larger tracking station? And it's not in Kurao, is it? It is... That's a good question. Anyway, the other thing I would like to add while I am here, oh yeah, is a tracking station, Milagwe. I would love to be able to add something like one of the REL's ground tracking stations. Specifically, I am thinking of Chilbolton. Here, which has one of the primary radars that I'm aware of that the UK Space Agency uses. So, what are the exact coordinates of the Chilbolton Space Monitoring Facility? And what types of tracking station do we have to use here? So we've got a launch site, we've done that. STDN, Ascension, Johannesburg, Tenerife. No, this will not be one of those. We might have to add this as one of our own. This might be a generic tracking station. If we search generic tracking station, yes, okay, those are just added there. So something we want is okay, remote tech. We also have Kurao. Okay, so the Okay, so before I add any of the other ground stations, I'm going to plonk that over there. And we also want some remote text settings. Nope. Because we want these to show up there. So we're going to find our good friend Crown again. We're going to duplicate, and actually we are not. No, we are. So this is GB ABAPORTH. Our latitude is up here, 52.13. Our longitude. What is our height? I think I settled on 180 for all of these because I couldn't ascertain how high they were. I'm going to use that as a placeholder and then we'll check it in. The marker color is yellow because it is a tracking station for this and it has an Omni antenna. Okay, that is as we expect. Now, I happen to know that the GUID used by what is the mod called? History of Spaceflight is this. Yeah, you can see it's just those last digits have changed. So I'm going to ensure that is unique. It is, and now we're going to do again. And we're now going to add Nuki. And I'm going to increment that to 6. I'm going to copy the latitude and longitude. And we're going to go again, and this will just ensure, hopefully, that all of our spacecraft can communicate with the ground when we launch. And this is Oost, Erst. I don't know why I keep trying to say the name of a place I cannot pronounce. So there we go. These are those. Now, are we going to want to add MSFN? Right. I would really like to add this. Now, gameplay wise it doesn't really matter because we have the DSS in Madrid. It's right next door. We will have these tracking stations there, and as we head eastward, we're heading over Soviet tracking stations. But I think it would be cool to have this. So I'm going to add at the bottom. And is this just called MSFN? Yes. So these can go 1.7 million meters. That seems perfectly fair, to be honest with you. What are the DSAs? You know what, we're going to assume it's the same capability as MSFN, because otherwise... And again, somebody could fact check this in my pull request. Or I will fact check this. So yes, this is... It is a 25 meter antenna. Can I find out how large this antenna is? Okay, so I've looked up the manned spaceflight network, and a lot of them seem to be 15 meters. So this will be slightly underpowered, but honestly, I don't think it matters because we are right next to Madrid. At least when we get over the horizon, we will be. So I'm going to name this Castor, which is the Chilbolton Advanced Satellite Tracking Radar. Now, need to find out where that is. And here we are. So that is at 51 point. Unfortunately, its coordinates are in duodecimal notation. So I need to convert that. That is 51.1446 and minus 1.4386. Okay. So over here, RSS ComSats, we also want to find the one that we duplicated, which is Bermuda. So we're going to duplicate, and we're going to add it to somewhere. Generic tracking station. Sure, we're going to add it here, and we're going to rename it to UKSA. And we will deal with the implications of this in a second. And this is Caster. I'm actually going to write out its name afterwards. Yes. And we want the latitude, we want the longitude, and what is the altitude of? Okay, so I am just finding out the altitude for Chilbolton Observatory, and it seems, according to the NCIS, that it is at 84 meters. So that is what we'll place here. Excellent. So, as I added this as a UKSA tracking station, we're going to want to find any references to MSFN, because this is what we have duplicated. It is all in there. Okay, wonderful. What else do we want? Do we want a recovery beacon? Probably we do, yes. And I'm wondering whether I should actually have this as an MSFN just temporarily, but no, we will not. Guru, we want to add a beacon, and this will be GB underscore the fourth. It will be at this and this, and we want a beacon for Wiki. That'll be able to do this and this. This must be very boring. And we want one at GB for the southeast. This and this. Okay, so that is recovery. So we have Comnet stations, do we have? We do have Aberporth. We have remote tech settings, we have done that. Recovery beacons, we have done that. Rail service system, readme, yes. We have physics modifiers, no need. Launch sites, we have modified. Kerbal Wind, yes. DSN range. Now, of course, this might be all that we need. It also might not be, so I am going to double check. A slight issue I've noticed. This colour is magenta. I'm actually going to take it red. And I've just realised there is actually a thing here. So I'm going to bring up a calculator so that we can calculate the antenna radius. So we happen to know that Chilbolton has a 25 meter antenna, and we want times 5 times 12.6, and we want to cube it. See, this is what happens when you actually read the manual. Get it correct. Also, we're going to count it as uncategorized because I don't know. This is 1.5 times 10 to the 13. Okie dokes. Okay, so I am going to bump up this to red, and we're going to make this 5146, and it is to 13. But is that kilometers or meters? I'm going to assume that's kilometers and put that as 10. What does this say? Also, this is not matching what I saw here, because these are 5 times 10 to the 6. Oh, okay, so that must be meters. Okay, so this will be 10 to the 3. Do we have any equivalents? It's just that. What's to the 12? Wenchang, New Norcia, Kerberos. See, that's DSA 3, which off the top of my head has a larger dish. Yeah, that's a 35 meter diameter, so I suspect I've done this wrong, so I am actually going to bump that down to 11. That's it. What's 10 to the 10? USN Wilhelm. SGLT1 at White Sands. How big is that? Because if it's 10, then that implies we're about correct. Can I see what the size of the meter radius? Nope. Excellent. Oh, corral. I happen to know that corral is a 12 meter, I think. Might be a 10 meter radius. You know, I'm gonna settle for 10 to the 10. Because I think that's fine. And this should be everything that's needed. So I am going to double check and get back to you. Okay, so I am going to assume that this is functional, and I'm going to add DSA sites. Okay, awesome. So I have now pushed that to the thing. Sorry, I had to sign in quickly because I forgot I hadn't done that. So we are going to find that page. Okay, so now that we have done that, it is only half of the battle. Because of course, we also need to add this to our game So, to facilitate that, I have it all open here, as I've already shown. So I need to find... Is this only history of spaceflight? It should be. Real solar system, right. So, what did we change? Well, I happen to have the diff open on my other side, so we need to find all of these again. I'm not going to make you sit through this, I will skip forward. Okay, so you join me back, loaded into the game. I've just created a pull request in the meantime, and realised that when I was doing the formula, I was using the dish diameter of 25 meters at cluster rather than 12.5 meter radius. So, yeah, I fixed that. Anyway, let's load into our game and see if they have been applied. Oh, that's loud. Excellent, we're still sunset. Tracking station. Where are we? Aspen 1. Oh, excellent. We have Nuki, southeast, I don't know how you pronounce that, and Chilbolton. Excellent, the antennae work. So we should hopefully be able to launch now. Let's do it. Let's go. Okay, so we have loaded in, and we do seem to have full probe control, which is amazing. What is our current communication? 3.9 bits per second. You know what? That will be fine. So yes, we should try and launch. Yes, if I press T, SAS seems to work. Not that we have any control surfaces to map it with. So let's go to KOS. Let's bring this open and proceed. Do things work? Yes, they do. Excellent. Clear. Clear. I'm almost certain that was a thing. Anyway, let's do SAS on. And we want to lock throttle to 1. And we want to stage. Well, I suspect the 5-degree pitch we put on those wings was a little bit too much. Ah dear. Anyway, look at this over the lovely coast. I wonder what our corner looks like. Straight down. Wonderful. Ah. Shall we follow this down to the ground? It is very jittery. I'm very sorry to anyone who is having to watch this. I might have made a slight mistake with this. No, that makes it way worse. We're just going to look down so we don't see the horizon flashing. And as we slowly approach the ground, I can say this is probably it. So we finally launched this site, not this site, this rocket, as we intended. Yeah, so we'll finish off with a nice explosion, knowing that our next endeavours, at least, have a tracking station, an antenna we can use.